tumultuous afternoon. We thought everything was calming. The crowds had dispersed and the violence had seemed to come to an end, but then things picked up in the last half an hour again. So this, I wouldn't trust this right now.
Well said, except I think what happened was the majority of the troublemakers, as they dispersed from earlier violence downtown, where, as we showed earlier, the police cars were lit on fire, windows were smashed, they have basically relocated themselves and have come up here, and as they are doing that, the crowd started to grow, so did the number of police officers in the riot squad, and so one by one they've been taking them away. Question is, are there still others out there that are doing it? We saw where Jackson was and where Mark is and Alex is. Potentially there are more, absolutely, that could come up here. But I have a feeling that since they moved in here, they don't want to take any chances, and I wouldn't be surprised if they move in elsewhere, if need be, if they, any more trouble happens.
All right, Leslie, it looks like we've lost some picture there. We'll, of course, get back to you when we establish that. We're going to go back to Queen's Park, where Jackson Prosco is standing by. Jackson, are you there?
Yes, Carolyn, I'm here, and I'm joined by Chris Menary, who's actually our Global News security expert here today. And Chris, I'd like to ask you, what do you make of police tactics today? What have we seen?
Well, generally, the police service has done a great job. They've contained little pockets, and it hasn't gone outside the perimeter. And they have stood at a front line with the mounted unit, and we've seen very little force used.
Have things escalated to the point, or will things escalate to the point where we could see more deployment of things like tear gas or rubber bullets or the controversial sound cannon?
They may use that as night falls. As when the night falls, we tend to maybe get people running through streets. It's a public safety issue, so they want to get containment right now. Some of the tactics they may use, they might use the R137 non-lethal bullets. They may use a little bit of tear gas or pepper spray, and then, of course, the acoustic sound cannons.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you about, the protest really fractured into a whole bunch of different groups. Is that a real challenge for police?
It is. However, they've had their deployment for the last 6-7 months working on this, and they have mobile rapid teams, and they've got the bike and the mounted unit, and the public order unit is doing very well.
Okay, Chris, we'll have to leave it right there. Chris Menary, Global News security expert. Carolyn will send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Jackson. We're going to go back now to Alex Pearson, who is on King Street and Simcoe. Alex, do you have an update there?